Hello and welcome to this week's Tech in Twos, where we are going to be looking at one of my favorite things, Post-it notes. So we're going to go a little high tech and low tech today, and we're going to combine Post-it notes with the Post-it note app. If you're a fan of Post-it notes, you know there's lots of different ways that you can use them in teaching and learning and even for your own organization. So I know that I've used them for different kinds of reflection, like a rosebud thorn reflection, but it's really difficult to capture all of those different thoughts in an accessible way that we can actually reference back to them. And so I was able to take pictures of these, but then couldn't really break them out individually, and sometimes couldn't even read the writing because I was capturing all of those at the same time. So the Post-it Note app is a relatively new app. It's available for iOS and Android. And so even if you don't have an iPad in your classroom, if you have a mobile device at all, or if your students have a mobile device too, and they're maybe doing some brainstorming or organizing for a project, they can use this, or you can use this Post-it Note app. It is a free app, and if you have Post-it notes, you are ready to go and you can pick it up and use it. Essentially, you have your different Post-it notes on a surface somewhere, so they can be on a wall, on a table, on the floor, and then the app will bring you to this screen where you essentially take a picture of those Post-it notes. You don't have to do them all in one time. You can also group your Post-it notes and capture them on the same board, but in different groups, which is really neat. So you can even have students organizing Post-it notes, or you can organize your own Post-it notes. So when you take that picture, it then scans those Post-it notes. So it is optimized to work with square Post-it notes, just in case you have the fancy different shaped Post-it notes. And then you can title your board based off of whatever the project this is, and you create the board. And then it will allow you to organize your board in some different ways once you've captured it. You can edit the Post-it notes that you captured. So it will capture, whatever you wrote on that Post-it note, and then you have the tools at the bottom. So if you want to add more thoughts to that note, and you can also add additional digital Post-it notes to your digital board too. So if you do further brainstorming that is not with physical Post-it notes, you can do it digitally and add to the board as well. And so you can see there's some different ways that you can organize. You can organize in to-do, in random brainstorming, and then those boards save and you can continue working on them. So if this is a multi-day thing, or you can save the image as a PDF or an image, and then you can export that and email it, share it on Google Classroom, put it into a slideshow. Lots of different ways you can then refer back to those reflections, brainstorming ideas, and be able to actually use the thoughts that were expressed on those Post-it notes. So I'm excited to be able to utilize this Post-it note app in the future with having some actual physical Post-it notes as a part of our learning too.